There are taxi engines in Tokyo that crossed 500,000 miles on the original bearings. When mechanics pulled those engines apart, the bearing clearances were still inside factory specification. The metal had barely moved. Right now, your engine is wearing out on a schedule somebody else already planned for. And the thing that saved those Tokyo engines costs less than a single dealer oil change. Those engines had something working inside them that most engines run out of long before the odometer gets interesting. It is not a special oil. It is not an additive. It is a discipline. And it starts with understanding that the oil in your engine right now is carrying a buffer that is being used up every single time you drive. That buffer is the whole story. I am going to come back to a specific institutional document that splits Japan's own maintenance calendar in two: domestic versus export. Hold that thought. Here's where the money is. The Japan Automobile Manufacturers Association, the institution that's spoken for Toyota, Honda, and Nissan since 1967, has fleet operational data on taxi engines running 500,000 kilometers and beyond. These are real vehicles, documented, working every day in stop-and-go city traffic. The hardest possible duty cycle for an engine: cold starts, short trips, idling, constant load changes, and they last. The fleet operators weren't doing anything exotic. They were changing the oil on a short, fixed schedule and matching the grade to the engine. That's the whole method. Now look at what you've been doing instead. The average dealer full-service oil change runs $85 to $125. You go in 2, maybe 3 times a year. You trust the sticker in the corner of your windshield. And here's the part that should bother you. The quick lube industry didn't extend your drain interval because your engine got stronger. They extended it because fewer visits per year needed a better reason to charge more each time. That's documented in their own trade publications. Fewer visits, higher ticket, same customer. The material cost of a do-it-yourself full synthetic change with a filter runs roughly $25 to $35. The dealer charges 3 to 4 times that for the same oil going into the same engine. You're not paying for better protection. You're paying for the lobby and the waiting room television. Once you understand what happens to your oil after 3,000 miles of short city trips, you're going to look at every extended interval sticker on your windshield differently. So here's what's actually happening inside your engine right now. Combustion is a chemical fire. Every time fuel burns, it produces acid. Tiny amounts, continuously, pushed past the rings and into your crankcase. Fresh oil is built to handle this. It carries an alkaline reserve specifically designed to neutralize that acid before it reaches the metal. That buffer is called total base number. Every quart of fresh oil has a measurable reserve of alkaline chemistry. Industry oil analysis data shows it falls below the protective threshold somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 miles in engines doing short city trips. The dipstick does not show you that. The oil can look fine, pour fine, smell fine, while that buffer is already gone. And once it's gone, the oil stops protecting metal and starts working against it. Here's the part most drivers never hear. That buffer doesn't drain evenly. Oil analysis labs see it drop fast in the first 1,000 miles, then plateau, then fall off a cliff as combustion acid accumulates faster than the remaining alkaline reserve can handle it. There's a crossover point. Before it, the oil neutralizes acid. After it, the acid wins. And acid is hungry for the soft metals in your bearings: copper, lead, tin. It etches microscopic pits into the surfaces holding your crankshaft. The overwhelming majority of interval-related wear happens after that crossover, after the buffer's gone, which is exactly when your dipstick is telling you everything's fine. You can smell the difference if you know what you're looking for. Fresh oil has almost no smell. Oil that's past the crossover point smells burnt, faintly acrid, like something has been cooking inside it. Because something has. That smell is oxidation. It's the chemistry breaking down under acid and heat. If you pull your dipstick at 3,000 miles and the oil smells burnt, the buffer is already gone. The protection window closed before the sticker told you to come back. 3,000 miles versus 500,000. That's the gap between when the protection quietly fails and how far an engine can go when somebody refuses to let it fail. Now, the document I promised you. Japan runs a different maintenance calendar at home than the one it ships overseas. Japanese domestic guidance for severe duty driving, the kind taxis do every day, has consistently called for oil changes around 5,000 kilometers. That's roughly 3,100 miles. The recommendations that reached American driveways were stretched considerably longer. Same engines, same oil chemistry, different calendar. The Japanese Automotive Standards Organization, established in the 1990s, codified domestic oil standards that reflect this discipline. The export version does not. Published engineering research on oil oxidation and buffer depletion, including work presented to the Society of Automotive Engineers in the early 2000s, documents exactly this failure pattern in severe duty urban use. The science was available. The interval recommendation shipped to American consumers did not reflect it. And here's where the story turns. This was never really about oil. It's about whose maintenance schedule you've actually been following. The fleet operators in Tokyo, running the hardest duty cycle imaginable, were on the short calendar. You were handed the long one. You weren't following the manufacturer's home schedule. You were following a marketing schedule. And the gap between those two calendars lines up almost exactly with where the wear data separates. You were never supposed to notice the two calendars existed. Now here is the honest version, and this part matters as much as everything else. This discipline is not for every driver. If you're running a late-model vehicle built after roughly 2012, using full synthetic oil, doing mostly highway miles, your oil life monitor is calibrated for your conditions, and it's doing its job. Highway driving is gentle on the buffer. It holds longer. Overdraining a good synthetic before 3,000 miles adds nothing. It wastes money and oil without improving protection. For that driver, the standard schedule works exactly as designed. The short interval discipline is for the other driver. Specifically, engines doing short, cold, stop, and go city trips where the buffer depletes fast and the acid crossover happens well before the sticker says to come back in. Turbocharged engines, which run hotter and burn through that buffer faster than naturally aspirated engines. Engines in salt belt climates. Any engine running ethanol blends above E15 because those accelerate buffer depletion too. High-mileage engines over 100,000 miles, where bearing clearances have already opened slightly and there's less margin to absorb the extra wear that acid corrosion adds. For those engines, in those conditions, the short calendar is not paranoia. It's the same logic the Tokyo fleet operators were running. Here is the number that decides which driver you are, and it costs you nothing to check. Pull the dipstick between changes and watch your oil consumption. If your engine is burning a quart every 1,500 miles, No interval strategy fixes that. That engine has a mechanical problem first. The smartest oil discipline in the world cannot outschedule a worn ring or a leaking seal. Measure consumption before you change anything else. Then check the smell. Pull the dipstick at 3,000 miles. If the oil is dark and smells burnt, you're already past the crossover. That's not a warning. That's confirmation. The buffer is gone, and you've been running on used-up chemistry while the sticker told you there was still time. Match the viscosity to the engine. The number you need is on your door placard or in the owner's manual, not on the quick lube upsell board, not on the bottle the counterperson recommends. Your placard. If your engine is over 100,000 miles, look for a full synthetic with an elevated additive package, the kind sold as a high-mileage formula. The base chemistry is similar. The buffer reserve is higher. Log every change with date and mileage. The log is the discipline. The discipline is the method. The buffer chemistry only matters in an engine that's holding its oil in the first place. Wrong viscosity at the right interval is still wrong. Interval plus correct spec, not interval alone. The engine that opened this video did not outlast the neglect. It outlasted the plan. Someone kept the buffer alive, on a schedule, with the right oil for 500,000 miles. You have the same oil on the shelf. The only thing missing was the calendar. Tell me what you're driving and how many miles are on it. Make, model, year. I want to build a record of what this audience is actually running, because I think some of you are sitting on numbers that would surprise the dealer who told you it was time to trade. If you're the kind of person who'd rather follow the calendar that protects the metal than the one printed to protect someone else's margin, you already know what to do.